Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, fellas.
What's up?
How are we? We good?
It's Tuesday. It's awesome.
It's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. You know what's fun? I hope this airs on a Thursday now. People will be like, wait a minute, it's only Tuesday? Damn it. I thought it's almost the weekend.
Well, we sent them well wishes 2 days before.
That's what it is. Just looking forward to it, right?
That's right.
Awesome. Awesome. Here we are talking winter with Swinner because, well, that's what we do. Talk winter. And
Yep.
we are Swinner.
And the temperature is a little colder than last time we talked.
It is a little chillier. It is.
I mean, not quite chilly, but
Well, that's true. It's like 79 instead of 2,000. There's 85 out there probably.
I think it's
probably
like 85, 86. You're a little off.
Yeah. Well, it's not 94.
Right.
97.
We're finally out of the 90s.
That's right. And they say it's going to just keep getting colder.
Yay.
Yay. Yeah. Anyway, my name's Ken Bogeman. We got Zach Frame, Brent Reeder. It's just us. We're just hanging out.
No guest.
No guest. It's kind of quiet. And you know what? Up until like 30 seconds ago, we didn't even really know what we were going to talk about.
We still don't.
I should say it was more than 30 seconds. It was actually like 26 minutes ago, actually, now that I look at a clock.
Holy smokes, time flies.
I know, right? All right, but we've got to figure it out. This is going to be entertaining. It's going to be informative. And gosh darn it, I'm excited. Are you excited?
Very.
Never have I ever been as excited as I am right now.
I can hear it.
Man,
I can hear it all over your voice.
could you be a little more monotone with that?
My phone's blowing up, guys. We're getting close to winter.
I know. Are you selling stuff or what do you got going on?
Yes, and kind of.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
I'm selling some stuff, but I'm also trying to line out some contractors. So
Awesome.
got a lot going on. Whole lots.
Yeah. You know what? We didn't even plan that, but that even segues into our conversation topic today.
What are we talking about?
We're going to talk about today. So like you're in the business, right? Got your business, you're doing snow and it's just you and you've got it under control. You've got it figured out. You know what to do. You're good at it. You're confident in yourself. You're confident in your skills. And then you know what happens? You need help. And so you know what you do? You hire help. And you know what happens? They suck.
Royally.
Major bad.
like you hire somebody and they're like, yeah, man, I know how to do this. I know how to plow. No problem. And you're like, fantastic. You send them in the truck and they pile a bunch of snow right in front of the door of the building.
Or they don't show up because they're at the clubs.
Right.
Or at the girlfriend's house saying, I'm on my way, and they never show.
I think you've been pronounced. I think it's in Duck Club. Isn't it Duck Club?
Depends what club.
It depends what club.
Depends if it's Duck Club or D Club.
I'm so lost right now.
What's the differentiator between being in Duck Club or in the club?
Well, like if you're at the golf course, that's the club. You are in the club.
Oh,
You're having a great time.
your pinky's out.
Right.
Yes.
If you're at the Oz, you're in Duck Club. You're
Duck
having
Club.
a fun time.
You know, I've never been to the Oz.
Most people won't know what that is.
You know what? That's true. So if you're listening from somewhere that is not St. Louis, you have no idea what the Oz is.
Every town has an Oz.
The Oz is the, you know what? I'm not going to describe it because I would probably result to some type of local colloquialism.
What? Spell that.
Nope, can't do it. Rumor mill. Given that I haven't been there, I'm going to get it wrong. So
Pretty good joint.
Tell us what it is. What's it all about?
That I'm not going to go into. If you're local, check it out. I'll see you there.
That description's on another channel.
Right. I'm pretty sure it's one of those places that it doesn't open until 2 a.m. and you're probably going to walk out not in the same condition you were when you walked in.
Right.
Yes.
For better or for worse.
In some states, you might be married.
To go full circle, though, that's kind of where you tend to lose guys.
Right. Yeah.
I'll be there in 10 minutes, and they're still there.
Yeah. Once you guys go to the club, they ain't coming to sit in the plow truck. Right.
And you don't want them to either.
Well, that's probably fair.
That's your sidewalk crew now.
That's probably fair. Okay. So we got to get these guys trained, right? So we got to figure out, okay, so you're trying to hire somebody. So let's start there.
Well, if you're trying to hire somebody and you're just starting out, if you know someone or you can find someone who's been doing it or has done it, you're way better off starting there than training somebody. But
even if they're more expensive.
They're someone who can be your right-hand person and do what you can do is worth more than you think. Oh
my gosh. Yes. Well, because the thing is somebody that you don't know has the potential to do so much, not just damage. I mean, let's set aside the fact that, at the end of the plow season, your customers are going to see every dead blade of grass, every bent sign, every busted curb, every moved parking block. I mean,
every down street light.
Oh my God. What down street?
What?
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that does happen. That's What?
Yeah.
What?
We're
Those
talking about
happens.
hiring young guys.
That's right.
That
That's
didn't
right.
know, so.
Everything that's damaged, whether you did it or not, they're going to try to pin it on you. And it's not. I shouldn't say they're going to try to pin it on you. I mean, they're going to jump to the conclusion that the damage was done by the plow truck, which maybe it was, but
There are some scenarios where it happened in the storm, but it wasn't you.
right.
And, well, it's going to be pretty easy to blame it on you.
Right. And so those new guys that you bring on that, they have, even if you have to pay somebody $10 more an hour to put somebody in the seat of that truck, let's say that they work for 20 hours, right? That's like $2 million. No, 20 hours. What's 20 times 10? That's 2,000. No, that's $1,100. No.
Math is hard today.
Man.
Are you here?
No,
I
I just
know what
added
math
zero.
we're doing.
I just added zero. Never mind. That was easier than I made it.
Nicole, I'm so glad you do the budgeting right.
So yeah, so so that event's going to cost you more money, yes. But if you have somebody that you trust, and even if they don't know what they're doing, if they care about you as a person, they're less likely to damage your truck, damage your customer's property, to go out and with reckless abandon go do God knows what kind of damage.
Your profit margin is never going to be any better than the day you were just doing it by yourself.
Correct.
So when you start hiring people, it's automatically going to go down, but you're still making more money, even if the percentage is lower. And that's still good. Plus,
Right.
more equipment means if you have a failure, you have a way of backing yourself up. If you have one truck and that truck goes down, oh, that's bad.
Right.
You got a lot of mad people at you.
Yep.
So,
No bueno.
No bueno.
No bueno.
so
So yeah, so when you're trying to hire somebody, definitely try to find somebody that you already know, or at least has some kind of connection to you. Like wife's sister's uncle's girlfriend's nephew's cousin's brother,
yeah.
something like that.
I don't think I'd hire him.
What?
No.
You racist. Gosh. Now you're going to get us canceled.
Okay.
I'm sure he's the one that fell for that.
That's the one. I did that.
So yeah,
So, but eventually you had to hire somebody you don't know.
right.
And maybe they have experience, maybe they don't. And that's where it gets a lot more fun.
Yep. So, okay. So when you're talking to people, so something to understand, like when you're a business owner, you get it, you know it. And if you're not the business owner and you're trying to go look for a job, remember these things as well, right? Like you go in and you're interviewing somebody. Understand that everybody is trying to put their best foot forward. So the employer wants you, the potential employee, to think that this place of work is the greatest place of work ever, right?
Yep.
Come work here because it's awesome. And you, as the potential employee, want the potential employer to think, man, I'm the best employee ever, right?
Yep.
So it's not very often that somebody shows up for an interview and is like, man, I've really got a tough time getting out of bed. I drink too much. And I've got all kinds of problems and I'm probably not going to show up. Like that doesn't happen often.
That was the most honest dude ever, though.
I'd hire that person in a heartbeat.
Right.
Every guy I felt like I ever hired never told me the fact that he only had one car, and if his wife was working, he was stuck at home.
Right.
That was never mentioned in the interview. Yeah,
Right.
that would happen.
Yep.
And, hey man,
Weird.
you gonna be here? We're starting here in 2 hours. Yeah, I'm not gonna make it in. I have no way to get there.
Right.
Oh, I can fix that.
Is that when
Yeah.
you say, "Here I come"?
Yes.
I had an employer one time show up to my house with a plow on his truck. I wasn't even working at the snow company, but I said, "Hey, I'm buried. I can't get in." He came down my street with his plow down.
Like, I'll get you out.
He goes, "No, I'm here. Hop in." I'm like, "Whoa, okay."
I've gone to guys' houses and woke them up. They overslept. They didn't get up. I know where you're at. I'm gonna come get you.
Yep.
Nice job.
Yep.
Way to look out for your guys.
Oh, I was totally looking out for them.
I know. You didn't want them to oversleep and
I was
lose out on
concerned
money.
about their well-being and the fact
right.
that they weren't ready to go at 2 a.m. and I went and made sure they were.
With rocks and a shotgun.
Unfortunately, I can't tell you how many times I've had to do that.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
It's a little frustrating.
I don't do that anymore, though.
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
We've gotten better.
See? You know why?
Because we hired the old people.
That's right. That's right.
That is something that's really sad. Look at the percentage of guys doing this business, at least that I see. It's not younger. It's older.
Right.
You got a choice few amount of younger guys that we see come through, but
Yeah.
it's not very many.
I don't understand it.
Well, and man, so this is going to put us on a little bit of a tangent, but which I know is a shocker. But you know what I think too? I think that it is, 20 years ago, you could start a business, quote unquote, and earn an income and go to work and then kind of figure out taxes and payroll. I mean, you could kind of figure that stuff out along the way. And man, you really can't do that anymore. I mean, there's not a lot of, oops, I didn't know that. Please help me. I mean, now it's, oh, you didn't do this right. We're going to come take your home.
Right.
I mean, it's and I think that you've got I
tried that argument.
What's that?
I didn't know that. Didn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work anymore.
They even said, "Oh, we sent you a letter." Well, I didn't get it. Well, it's not our problem.
Right.
Give me your house.
Right. Well, I think that more and more of the younger generation. So let's say sub 25 years old at this point. Maybe sub 30 is. I mean, there's not a lot of entrepreneurial. Go get him. You can do this kind of thing. I mean, you
not in this industry.
Yeah, I mean,
there might be in other industries, but
I think there's a lot in like the tech realm. Like that, but
yeah, they're out
not
there
in a blue collar industry.
Yeah, they're doing Insta Snap My Face, whatever.
Right.
And oh look, it's another. It's a social media platform. Insta Snap My Face.
Is that new?
It is. It's a startup.
Is it just for snow contractors?
No, my son's 14. It's going to happen. He's all over it. He's like, I got this, Dad. It's no problem.
Excellent.
No, He doesn't really. I just made that up. See, that was a joke.
Put you up for retirement though.
Maybe.
I
Man,
would sign up for that.
My Face Insta Snapcart chat.
Absolutely.
Instacart. No, I've worked in Instacart in there because people don't even go get their own damn groceries anymore.
I know.
Man, okay, this is gonna get off topic fast.
Yeah, we're going.
This is gonna
way down the hill.
Yeah, COVID ruined everything. Anyway,
so I think the big question is, if you can't find somebody who knows what they're doing, then what?
Yep.
And this is where it gets difficult.
Right. So that's where, okay, so if you can't find anybody that knows what they're doing, or the people that said they knew what they were doing, you're pretty sure that they're full of crap.
Seen that.
Mm-hmm. So you've got somebody that you have to train on how to do stuff, right?
Well, I mean, we get a test storm every year, right? Like it snows, nobody cares. We can go out and practice. Train. No,
that doesn't happen. Well, it doesn't happen here.
If we pay a little extra, can we get that?
Just teeing that up, aren't you? My God. Just see.
Just curious.
I don't know, man.
A test storm would be great.
You got to pay extra for that kind of action, Cotton. Yeah. Test storm. No,
mom's the word on that one.
Yeah. That's getting rough. So half of the group is riding around listening right now, like, that's pretty funny. The other half is like, what the hell is even happening right now?
We're snow people, man. We're weird.
That's right. That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, okay. So all right. So let's talk about that for a second. So you've got somebody, and they admit they know nothing. They need to teach them. I mean, that is so tough because where do you start? I mean, they want to jump in a plow truck, right? So now you've got them in. If the truck's even relatively late model, you're talking $75,000 plus for a 3/4 ton and up truck. Then you got to add a plow to it, and you got a spreader on there. I mean, you're pushing $100,000 on that rig.
I don't know, even if you're running a $10,000 setup, I don't know that I would ever put a guy in a truck with no experience and tell him go to work. It doesn't matter what it is. That equipment is valuable to you, no matter the value of what you got invested. If you've got a $10,000 truck, that's probably all cash, and it's all you had, or you don't really have money to replace it, so that's what you're using. And if you put a guy in it, he tears it up. It doesn't matter if it was a $10,000 truck or a $100,000 truck.
Yeah, that's true. That's totally true.
Unfortunately, the guy with the $100,000 truck can probably replace it a lot quicker.
Well, probably.
Insurance.
Maybe. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Dang. Yeah.
That's true. Hope you got gap coverage.
Yeah.
Gap.
I don't know if that even applies anymore on trucks. They seem to be holding their value.
Maybe.
I don't know. Don't
Anyways,
understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can't just put them out and have them plow an empty parking lot. If you could at least take them with you for a storm or two to kind of show them what you're doing and explain why, and then cut them loose, that'd be great. Or put them in the truck and have them do, if you're doing sidewalks too, have them ride with you and then let them do some stuff every now and then, get a feel for it. Yep. Tell them why you're doing what you're doing. It may seem so obvious and so cut and dry. You should just understand this. It's common sense, but I've seen some really stupid things.
That's true. You know what? You know who's not stupid? Our advertisers. Gemplers is not stupid.
No.
Gemplers is awesome. In fact, how about a word from Gemplers?
Okay.
Hey, landscape pros, the right tool storage and organization is the right start to a productive day for you and your crew. Gempler's has the sharp, sturdy tool racks you need to get your shop in top shape. Here's what landscape pro Don Bischoff of the Don Landscaping loves about Gempler's tool racks.
When I finally was able to have my own shop, I ended up saying, we're going to make this as organized as possible. And when I found the Gempler's tool racks, I was like sold, because they can hold a lot of weight, and I like it. It looks sharp. It looks sharp to your employees. One of the things I always stress to them is if we're not organized, we're not going to be efficient. If we're not efficient, then we're not going to make money. And if we're not making money, then I can't go out and do fun stuff with you, like go to a Reds game or go get lunch for the afternoon.
If keeping your shop organized, better productivity, and making more money sounds good to you, do what Don did. Shop Gemplers.com for Gempler's tool racks.
Don's a genius because he shopped at Gempler's.
Gimplers.
Yep.
They got a nice magazine.
Do they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a
Gardening.
magazine?
Yeah, like an actual magazine.
Did
Good
you
for
get
shop.
one?
I get them in the mail all the time.
Really?
At home or at the office?
At home.
How? I don't get Gempler's
Why didn't
magazine.
you bring
Well,
any
but
in?
obviously you haven't shopped there. How awful of you.
Well,
You
man.
brag about it all the time, and yet you haven't shopped there? What is your problem?
You know what? I met their like regional director of sales, whatever, something or another. He was a really good dude.
Oh, getting all hoity-toity on us.
That's
Yeah.
right.
He's one of those, I know a guy.
He's a
If I'd-
he's a
didn't-
name dropper.
Yeah.
Obviously not. I called him the director of sales or whatever the nuts. I don't know. Man. See, I wasn't ready for this onslaught of hatred and awfulness.
Well, you walked into it.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
You opened that door.
That's fair. Sure did. Sure did. Yep. So all right. So you got him. You got him rolling. You know how I learned was I was in the passenger seat, and I had the joystick, because at the time it was a joystick, right? And actually, no, it was a cable box mounted on the floor. It was a cable control. And
I hated those.
yeah, a little bit. That's fine. But they were, it was okay. Where do you put the plow now? And then we just kind of talking through it as we went, and I was working the plow, and then, the other guy was driving the truck, and, did that for, half a storm. And then, it was like, okay, well, now I got it. Because at the end of the day, let's be honest, unless you've got some weird, complicated plow, I mean, if you're running a straight plate or, something like an XLS, you know what I mean, that, anybody can use, then, there's just not that much to it. You just, left and right and go. It's fine.
Well, for a guy who sells plows, you're awfully confused.
I don't know what you're talking about. See, now if you've got like an XV2, now that takes a little work. You got to be good.
Glorified straight blade.
Whatever. We said we're not going to have this conversation today.
Oh, but you're edging it.
Zach's just keeping out. Zach's like, I'm staying out of this.
I'm going to be the referee.
You know why I know I'm right? Because I heard him whisper one time a couple years ago. Okay, yeah, it was better.
Oh.
I don't know about better.
After he ran with it. Yep.
I don't know about better. It was certainly convenient. Easier for sure.
So it's like training wheels? That was a question. It was not a statement. I don't know.
I think you're right.
I've only ran a 4-foot blade.
Training wheels. In fact, that's what we're going to call them from now on. What kind of plow would you like? Do you want like the grown-up plow, or do you want one with training wheels?
We want to go there?
No.
Because it's completely backwards.
Fair enough. Hey, you know what? If you'd like to weigh in on which kind of plow is the best, podcast at swintergroup.com.
I feel like we're going to make a YouTube video out of that.
Out of what?
It's going to be like an XLS and an XV2 in a parking lot somewhere, and it's going to go head to head, and it's just going to be a mess.
Oh, ironic you say that. There's a calculator on Western or any Douglas Dynamics site that'll show you the difference.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Thank you for that intro, Zach.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's fine.
In fact, there's already
Fine.
YouTube videos created showing this exact thing.
Okay, fine.
We don't have to go there today. I have not yet prepared for this debate.
That's, you know what? That's
This
a
is just
future
the stuff
episode.
off the top of my head.
That's right. Future episode. It's fine. Anyway, right now we got to talk about how to train people. Because, whoa,
You hit that desk.
You
a little
woke the
hard.
crickets
I
up
hit the
again.
desk so hard the cricket started chirping.
Ken, do you have any horror stories about hiring guys and them not working out?
Just pick one.
Which, okay, narrow it down. Like, do we want property damage, or do we want not show, or do we want damage to a truck? Or
well, assuming they showed.
Assuming they showed. Okay.
They showed up. They were like, yeah, I can do this. Go.
And then not so much?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so, man, I got to come up with the best one. That's going to be a little tough.
Too much on the spot right now?
A little bit. Zach, what's your favorite band?
What?
See? You're on the spot. You're like, what are you talking about?
Did you say Boys to Men?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was not the right button.
It was.
Okay. That would have been the right button.
There we go.
At least he's quicker with it today.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, he's actually got the menu up, which is
I'm all about
nice.
the buttons. People think it's good. See all the people?
Wow.
It's fine. Yeah, no, we've had, for the most part, when it really comes right down to it, we've been really fortunate that mishaps that have occurred have been relatively low key. I mean, we've not had something happen where there's been, serious injury, or there's been, fatalities. I mean, there's been nothing like that. So in the world of our organization, I mean, we've really been pretty good about that. I mean, when it comes right down to it. But we have had folks that have come on board that have been a little less than the sharpest knife in the drawers. We had a good story was we had a driver, a dump truck driver that was supposed to be hauling. They were doing a delivery of salt, and they were supposed to head. So if you're familiar at all with the St. Louis area, St. Louis is in Missouri, and we're right on the border of Illinois. So Illinois is to our east, and the rest of Missouri is to our west, right? And this particular driver was supposed to be delivering a load of salt to someplace, east, either in Illinois. It was supposed to be going into Illinois. And we get a call from the guy, and he'd be gone 30, 40 minutes. He's like, man, I just can't find this place. And we said, okay, well, where are you? And this was going back probably 10 years. And he says, I don't know. I crossed the bridge, and then it was like the second or third exit or something like that. And so we're thinking, okay, cross the bridge, second or third exit. That's probably not quite right. What is that? What is that?
You forgot to hit Do Not Disturb on your
phone.
phone.
Whoops. Yeah, I can't grab that. Nicole, that's Rich. Would you mind double checking and saying hi and letting me know what's going on? And yeah, that'd be fantastic. Thank you. So anyway, so he's trying to kind of walk us through with where he is, right? And we're like, man, I just don't understand. That doesn't make any sense to me. And because he was saying that he had exited, and we're like, well, what are you looking at? He says, well, I'm looking at a car dealership, or whatever it was that he was looking at. Made no sense at all. And we're like, okay, back up. You crossed the bridge. Yeah. Well, then we come to find out. We said, okay, hang on. Is the sun in front of you, or is the sun behind you?
Where's
no,
the
I'm
sun?
staring into the sun. It's a huge pain in the ass. It's like, okay, you're driving west there, bud. Illinois is the other direction. Okay.
Wow.
He had crossed the bridge over into St. Charles.
Yeah.
And so he had gone 30 minutes before he even got to the bridge, then went the wrong way over the bridge and was lost. And he comes back, right? Because at this point, it's late in the day. It's like, dude, just come back to the shop. We dispatched a different truck to go make the delivery. It was fine. So he gets back, he backs the truck into place, and we're trying to decide, what to do with this guy, right? Because we're like, okay, people make mistakes. Maybe just got a little confused, thought that Illinois was to the west, and I don't know. That's a big one. But anyway, we get there, and it turns out that when he had left, he also popped the latch to the bed locks, right, to the gate locks, and so he had been spilling salt the entire time he was driving out of the back of the truck. And it's like, okay, dude.
Somewhere there was a nice little burst of a pile.
Yeah. Now, don't know where it happened because he left loaded. He didn't dump anywhere. Who knows?
But he had less salt when he got back.
So we asked him, and
Wow.
and so you pull the tailgate back, and you look, and there's a little slope in the back of it, and it's like, okay, hey, do you know where this salt got dropped? Because my suspicion is we're going to get us some phone calls and have to buy some windshields. Right. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I never opened that. It's like, what? Hang on, wait. One more time? I'm sorry? Yeah, I never touched that. And that's when it's like, okay, now we know it's a problem. Because, we know that he was loaded, right? And we know that it was locked when he left. And somehow it, magically was unlocked. And that was a story of a man. This guy has got all kinds of problems, right? But the thing is on paper, I mean, he said that he had experience. He said he had this. We're guessing the entire everything was a fabrication. We never really found out. But I mean, yeah, that's rough. At least it was at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that being really bad.
So my start out was a little different. I had just looking for buddies to help or plow, and the guy said, "Yeah, I'll come help you plow." We made it through the whole season. End of the season comes and goes. Later this summer, he's like, "Hey, did you ever get a call from that one property?" And gave me the name of the property. I'm like, "No, why?" Well, there was a car on the street, and I just decided to block him in. And he pushed snow all the way up against the bumper, and then the bumper fell off. I'm like,
Oops.
"Wait, what?" He's like, "Yeah, the bumper fell off," so I got out of there. I'm like, "And you didn't tell me until now."
So there's something else.
Yeah.
The crew doesn't have the same business acumen as the management.
For some reason, new hires love to plow vehicles in. I think it's a dream. I've had multiple guys do it intentionally, and it is unbelievably hard to go dig them out.
Yeah, and I actually see that on social media quite a bit, where people are bragging about
the
who they
size of the
pushed in.
pile. Yeah.
That is now okay. Have you ever plowed in a vehicle on purpose?
I'm not going to say.
Okay. I did one time. It was a Taylor, right? It was this a small little retail center, and every time it would snow, this guy would park right at the base of the pole sign up front, right? And that was not against the sign, but like 2 spaces over, because there was a light right there, right? And that was the best spot to pile snow, was on the parking lot in like that parking space. And so I went in and I talked to him and said, "Hey, this is your car?" "Yeah, okay." I said, "Well, hey, if it's going to snow, if you could park literally anywhere else in the parking lot, I could put all my snow right there. It'll melt. There's a drain right there. This is a good spot to put snow. That'd be great." "Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem." Next time it snows, car park same spot. And then I got his number, right? And I called him, the day before it was going to snow. I'm like, "Hey, can you not park there, please?" "Okay, yeah, no problem." Still parked there. And man, I was pissed. I was so hot. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm putting the snow there anyway. Now, I didn't actually push it against the car, but I definitely made it so he had to dig to get out. Yeah. Subsequently, I had to come dig him out. and it was one of those, it's one of those, it felt good at the time. I'm like, this is going to be great. He's going to learn his lesson. And I was, 12 years old or whatever.
I've had people park at the end of a parking lot, overnight parking, and the vehicles have been there forever. And that's in our piling point.
Yeah.
So they got plowed in. I had guys plowing cars in the middle of a parking lot, all 360 degrees, 10 feet tall, because they had a backhoe.
Oh, that's fun.
And they pushed it tight.
That's not fun.
That sucks.
You know what? Okay. All right. So since we're just telling stories, I want to tell another one. This is good. So we're clearing a parking garage, right? And there is the way this parking garage was situated was there was one spot that was kind of the obvious push snow here, and it happened to have a lower rail right there, right? Which then looked like, so you're up there with a skid steer pushing snow to this spot. This looked like the spot where you would dump snow over the edge, right? Because you can get over it with a bucket. Seems like a good plan. No problem, right? Well, what we didn't know was directly underneath that very spot was the sidewalk from the lower level of the garage out to the residences that were on the boundary of the property. And that sidewalk is heavily trafficked by folks that are coming from the residential area and then walking there, like to come over and do mall walking and stuff. Mm-hmm. So we get a call from the mall saying, "Hey, you got to you guys blocked our sidewalk. You got to come make this open this up." And I'm thinking, well, how much snow can really be there, right? Yeah. There was a couple acres on this garage, and they dumped it all over right there. And here I am with a little spade shovel and a bag of Pro Slicer. And I'm like, oh, my God, here we go. 2 hours later, I dug a tiny little path. It was awful. Like, no kidding. The pile was 8 feet tall, and it was huge. That was rough. But got it.
Compacted
Worked out.
snow, not naturally falling snow.
Right. Yeah, that had dumped off the edge of the garage. It was a little rough.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's already time.
Wow.
We got to do another ad.
Time.
1, 2, or 3. What do you want?
2.
Actually, I've got 1, 2, or 4. That's weird.
Why do you have 1, 2, or 4? Well, let's do 4. We've never had 4.
I think we've had.
Well, it's numbered 4.
We've had 1, 2, and 3. We've never had 4.
Well, I know. I think it just mislabeled it.
But it's 4. It's not 1, 2, or 3.
Here goes.
Fed up with your current software?
Oh, yeah, we've heard this one before.
FieldRoutes is the cloud-based software technology you need to level up your lawn care business. From routing to scheduling, collections, marketing, reporting, and more. It's the all-in-one solution that automates, not complicates. FieldRoutes helps lawn care companies simplify, scale, and grow. Schedule your free demo today by visiting fieldroutes.com. That's fieldroutes.com.
You're listening to Turf's Up Radio, the only radio station of its kind dedicated to the green industry. Turf's Up Radio, your industry, your station.
Hey everybody, Wayne Voles, the Prophet, your host of Profit Time here on Turf's Up Radio. If you listen to my show, you know I'm all about profit. As an industry, profit is something we fail to meet most of the time. If you're working hard but not seeing the results that you deserve, Profits Unlimited is here to help. We offer processes and systems designed specifically to make your company more successful, more profitable, and certainly more efficient. When you're ready to take your company to the next level, reach out to me at profitsareus.com. That's profitsareus.com. And don't forget to turn into Profit Time every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m.
Are you a military family with a spouse on deployment away from home? Did you know that nonprofit Project Evergreen has thousands of volunteers across the country ready to help military families with lawn, landscape, and snow removal services? We call it Green Care and Snow Care for troops. If you are a military family and would like to receive this free service, or if you'd like to volunteer to help, visit projectevergreen.org. Project Evergreen, creating a greener, healthier, cooler Earth, 1 yard at a time.
1 yard at a time. Do we have a greener, cooler, healthier Earth now than we did 10 years ago?
Well, yeah, we have DPF systems now.
Just.
Well, I'm just saying. Makes it better, right?
You know what? Somebody just veered their truck into a guardrail. Like, seriously, you just caused an accident.
Sure we do.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's all about saving the planet, man.
What percentage of DEF tanks that are mounted on trucks right now do you think are active? Like, how many have been deleted, but all the stuff's still there so it looks legal? Like, you think that's 50%, or do you think it's like 10?
I bet it's higher than we think.
I bet it's a 60 to 70% are actually functional.
Yeah.
Because most guys don't understand what you can do by tinkering with the truck.
So 20 to 30% of those systems have been deleted out. You think?
Well, if your truck's got a warranty, you ain't touching nothing.
That's fair. You know what? Tell us.
It used to be a lot easier to do that than it is now.
Yeah, I don't think people are going to just willy-nilly write an email saying, yeah, my truck's deleted.
I mean, I remember when these advertisements were in magazines bragging about how much your fuel economy would go up if you switched to their delete and race tunes.
Uh-huh.
Bulletproof your diesel.
You could take off 600 pounds of dead weight by just removing all of this junk.
It's saving the planet, Brent.
Wait,
okay.
Taking off the junk is saving the planet, or the junk is saving the planet?
No, the junk is saving the planet.
There's your junk joke in there. I'm going to just let that go.
You know, we're worried about diesels. Do you know what the number one polluter is in the world?
You mean other than cows?
Yeah.
What?
People.
Well, okay.
Like, as we exhale, we give out more pollution than a diesel.
What's your
That's true.
solution to that?
Brush your teeth more. Floss. Nicole would say floss.
I floss all the time.
Do you?
Both with floss and a water pick.
Do you? You have a water pick?
I have a water pick.
Is that awesome?
It's mega good.
How far does the water pick shoot if you're not shooting it in your mouth?
It's pretty nuts.
Like if you just lean your door out the bathroom, you're like, hey, honey.
Yeah. I can't put mine on high. I have to put it on low. Otherwise, it hurts my gums.
Really?
Yep.
See, I would ask to borrow your water pick, but somehow I think that would put us on a relationship level that we haven't achieved yet.
I bring it in every storm.
I have seen you walking around with it.
Yeah, I bring it in every storm.
That's awesome.
Got to make sure I got my water pick.
Nicole's over there right now ordering me a water pick on Amazon. I guarantee it.
I got mine from Target.
It's real nice. Got it from Target.
It helps.
Man, okay.
So have we achieved anything in helping people hire new guys?
Yes. You know what we've done? We've said hire people you know. Mm-hmm. And if you haven't hired people you know, be extraordinarily cautious on what you give the new people, because they may not be as good as they say they are. Now,
if you have the ability, and I don't know why you wouldn't, give them a site map, give them something that they can pull out in the middle of the storm that may not be necessarily on their phone, because some guys are great. Digital's great. They can just pull up on the phone. They can see the map. They can see what they're supposed to do. It works. But some guys, not so much.
Yeah.
Sometimes they need that printed map to just reference, oh, this is where my boundaries are. This is what I'm doing.
Yep.
And if he's really, really green, remember, streets are the easiest thing in the world to plow. All you do is go forward.
Yep.
You don't have
until
to
you get to a cul-de-sac.
You know what? We can work with that.
Okay, that's fair. That's
fair.
But
that's the easiest thing to learn on. I've seen a lot of guys do nothing but streets forever, and then they go do a parking lot and they suck.
Mm-hmm. It is an entirely different monster.
So if you start a guy in a parking lot like I did, you're gonna get a lesson that you didn't expect to learn.
Yep.
And sometimes it involves losing a customer because that guy sucked so bad.
Yep. Well, and I think that another thing too is, and you know what, on the sitemap thing, if you're not sure on sitemaps or you've got questions on that, it's in all seriousness, give us a shout or send us an email, and we are happy to help you with that. So if you wanted to call the office here, we're area code 314-678-0114. We're all here every day. Give us a buzz, and we are happy to help you with sitemaps. We're happy to help you with training. Whatever we can do to help be fine. And I mean, I'm going to say it again, not that anybody cares, but podcast@swintergroup.com. We will respond. Like, I will get that and I will respond for sure. And we'd be happy to help. But yeah, I mean, give them a sitemap. And then another thing that's really important is don't leave them alone for too long. Okay. So think of it like this. If you're not sure of the skill level, the longer they're alone, the more likely it is the damage is bad. Right. So
if you're lucky, you can both be working together.
Yes.
On the same property. Even if it doesn't really require it, they can at least see what you're doing and you can watch them and help point things out.
Yep. And then, and if you can't be on the same property, double check, and now one thing that you should not do is keep photographs of the work. Like, if somebody wants to text you a photo of what the work looks like that they're doing, that's fine. Immediately get that off of your phone and do not keep them. If there's a slip and fall and you have kept photos, they are more often than not going to do you a lot of harm. So be very, very careful on your photo retention programs. There are a lot of contractors that keep pictures.
People always save the worst pictures.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is they all become discoverable in a lawsuit, and not all of us can just go around smashing our phones with hammers and stuff and say it's okay.
So don't put it on Facebook.
Don't put it on Facebook. Correct. That's bad.
What about Itchy Face Insta?
My Face Insta Chat, WAPNat, give a dog a bone. That's the one.
Don't put it on that either?
No, that's bad. Knick Knack Paddywhack. Give a dog a bone, sir. We just watched Hot Shots Part 2 over the weekend.
Of course.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not really. It was not as good as the first one.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
That's fine.
I don't think I've seen the second one.
It's not as good as the first one. Anyway, that's fine.
All right, so
Sideways.
Move the evidence.
Yeah. So, and there's another one that there are a lot of like national companies that require subcontractors to take photos and upload photos. That is very, very, very dangerous. In that, so if you've got questions on that, shoot us an email or give me a call. I'll be happy to walk through it.
If you are in that boat, you'll find that the wording on taking those pictures is very vague.
Yep.
And so be as vague as possible with the pictures you submit.
Right. And just be very cautious and understand that those companies, often if there's somebody that is requiring you to submit photographs, it's not because they're looking out for you.
Right.
So just keep that in mind. But anywho's, that's if you got questions, let us know. But yeah, so when you turn somebody loose, try to keep a close eye on them, and I don't want to say manage that, but keep an eyeball on what's going on, because the bad work in snow can get really bad really fast. Like, for example, in the break, Brent was telling a story. Tell that story again about the windrow of snow that you had to deal with.
Yeah, we had a property. I was kind of new to doing large properties at the time, and most of the stuff I was doing was HOA or apartment complex style. So, like I was talking about, doing drive lanes and roads. It's easy. You knock them out fast. They're fun. I was trying to get my feet in the water on some bigger properties, and I picked up a 20-acre site that was just a big rectangle. And, of course, the year I picked it up was one of the biggest years of snow we've had in St. Louis in the last 20 years. And we're getting ready to go into a storm that had, I think they were forecasting 12 to 14 inches in that night. And the property said, hey, let's save money. Instead of plowing the whole place, can you just push this property halfway across and stop? And then when the storm's done, go ahead and push it the rest of the way. Well, I made a very bad decision and said, yeah, that's fine. Well, that temperature that night dropped to way below zero. I think it was like -10. The diesel tractors were no longer even keeping the cab warm. They lost their ability to heat. It was that cold. And we ended up having to hire additional people to come in from other companies to help push all that snow across.
What? You know what? I gotta ask, why is it that you had to hire somebody else to come help you? Was it because the tractors were too cold, or?
Oh, the tractors were doing fine. They just couldn't get a big enough bite, and
Huh. And was there a particular piece of equipment that you needed?
So, in light of that, I will tell the whole story here. So there is a scenario, no matter what state you're in, where a V-blade is suddenly a necessary tool. That was a wrong.
Why?
No, I had the wrong button. Damn it.
You missed your chance.
Sure did.
Because there was
That's
a 10-plus foot berm of snow that had been sitting there for 24 hours. And because of those temperatures, and unfortunately we scraped up all the de-icers on that first round and shoved them into this pile, forming a nice big dam of snow that was not easily moved with a straight blade.
Giant chunk of ice.
Even the tractor we had was struggling. We were having to take 4-foot bites out of this pile because it was so big. You get nowhere on a 20-acre site taking 4 foot at a time.
Yep.
We had a guy come in with a V-blade. He didn't really get anything done, but he broke the pile up so that we could grab it in gobs and shove it across the property. And so, yeah, I would agree. The V-blade was extremely handy in that scenario. I ended up buying one that next year for that scenario.
Felt good, didn't you? You're like, man, I'm a pro now. I got a V-plow.
I ended up switching out away from the V-plow 2 years later when I had a wing plow outperform me, and I was ticked.
Okay.
That's fair. But if you're looking, V-plows have their place. I just don't think they're every truck.
That's fair. It's like a well-rounded arsenal.
It is.
Yep.
Especially when you have to move a frozen pile. There's nothing better than a V-blade because that center pin is not going to budge.
Right.
And that's a ramrod, and that's really what I used it for. It was the main purpose. Yeah. But I learned a lesson. That wasn't really a new guy hire. That was a new owner issue.
Well,
and we shouldn't have pushed it that way.
Well, and I think something too, though, is that just like it's important to have multiple pieces of equipment. You don't want to have all straight blades, or you don't want to have all V plows, you don't want to have all expandables. I mean, you don't want to have all of one thing. You have to have a mix. I think the same thing happens with your staffing as well, which I think kind of ties into what we're talking about here. Is that, I mean, if you have a good mix of newbies and really experienced folks and people that are in the middle, I mean, I think that the older, more experienced members of your crew can mentor and teach the younger ones, and then as your company grows, you can roll with those people. And there's that ladder that folks can climb where they can progress through the learning curves, if you will, and learn from one another.
Yeah. So once you start getting 3, 4, 5 guys working for you, you need to stop routing yourself 100%. Yeah. You need to get to a point where if you're doing work, it's on a very small scale. It doesn't mean you can't be out in the field, but you need to be out quality checking your guys, making sure they're running, and being there as a backup resource in case they get overwhelmed, they break. I mean, not everybody has technical skills that can help fix things. And unfortunately, I guess this new equipment and trucks is getting harder and harder for us to fix in the field. But when I started, you could fix a lot.
Right. Well, then it was just wires and solenoids.
And
right.
Vacuum hoses, yeah.
Right. Yeah. And hey, you know what? We got to take another commercial break, guys.
Oh, man, that's
we just
short.
did one.
I know. It's because this episode's awesome. We're having fun. Here we go. Wait. 2.
Creating art from darkness. For over 20 years, Cast Lighting has designed and manufactured the world's most durable, energy-efficient, and technically advanced landscape lighting products available at astonishingly affordable prices. Cast offers an all-encompassing line of products with everything you need to get the job done. Cast Landscape, their most durable product, is best-in-class, low-voltage landscape lighting made of solid bronze with integrated and drop-in LED technology. These fixtures are built to endure the most demanding environments. Source Lighting, a new division by Cast, is your source for professional grand landscape lighting made of durable brass, offering both integrated and drop-in LED technology, and backed by Cast, the world's most durable outdoor lighting. Cast Lighting gives you innovative, state-of-the-art, old-world craftsmanship with tomorrow's technology. Visit their website at cast-lighting.com today. That's cast-lighting.com.
From the East Coast to the West Coast and around the world, no one rocks like Turf's Up Radio. Turf's Up Radio, your industry, your station.
Hardworking hands reach for Gemplers for pro-grade landscape tools and gear. Much like our customers, Gemplers is family-owned and independent, which makes it easy to shop online and get your orders shipped quickly from our warehouse straight to your front door. Rather speak to a human? No worries. Gemplers always answers your call. Shop Gemplers for supplies from tools to tree care, safety to sprayers, watering to workwear, and even add your logo for free to show your customers that you're serious. Right now, buy any 2 pairs of work gloves and get a 3rd pair free. Mix and match, no limit, stock up for spring. Shop Gemplers.com. That's GEMPLERS.com.
Yeah! Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. The Weekend Review.
The Weekend Review. The Weekend Review.
Join King Darren and all of your favorite Turf's Up radio hosts, including Heculus, Eric, the Turf Teacher Jones, Brian.
My name is not Brian.
Ryan Lee, Wayne the Prophet Bowles,
One opportunity.
his son Daniel, Brooke Ford, the Green Veteran,
Giddy up.
and many more. Join us live as we unpack the week and share what you may have missed live on Turf's Up Radio. That's the Weekend Review, Saturdays, 9 to 10 a.m. Eastern, right here on Turf's Up Radio, your industry, your station.
Yeah!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I knew it.
There it is.
I wasn't ready.
Wasn't me
deep
this
enough.
time, though. It's kind of handy. If I could go that, no, I can't go that way. I got to go backwards. Oh, well. Hey, that was really good radio right there. That was really bad radio.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Considering we're complaining we don't have enough time, and here we are wasting it.
Ah, man, I know you're right. Okay.
Gone.
So, on that. All right. So, you're managing them. So, you can't hire a friend or somebody you know. So, you hire a newbie. You're going to keep an eye on them. You're going to show them what to do. You're going to give them a map. You're going to be as specific as you possibly can. And then, you know what else is something that I think you need to do with people that are relatively new? What? No, seriously. You know?
No.
Really? Why not?
Love it.
I don't know. What?
How would I know that?
I don't know. You're smart. I'm buying time, man. Come on.
Oh, well. I
No.
What?
What? I don't know. No, you want to instill in them some sense. Urgency is maybe not the right word, but you want to make sure that they understand that you care, right? So when they're finished up, ask them to clean the truck. Ask them to get their, hey, there's fast food bags on the ground. You want to wipe down the dashboard because they've been tossing their gloves up there and it's all salty. Ask them to clean the truck up. And then hope that they take to that and go, yeah, that's not a bad idea. And
I wouldn't make them do that at the end of the storm. All anybody wants to do is go home.
Right.
We would always come back the next day or something, and I'd pay the guys at the same rate. I'd pay them to clean up the trucks, make sure the salt spreaders are actually empty.
Yep.
And just detail the crap out of it.
Yeah, and have it be the same people, because when they understand that you want your equipment to be clean, you want your equipment to be well maintained, that goes towards the culture of your organization, right? Like if your truck is, dirty and nasty and it's got, Taco Bell, wrappers up to the windowsills, that's probably not somebody that is also going to take a really, really hard look at a parking lot and do a good job of detailing that work. They're not going to make sure their work is really crisp and clean if they're sitting in a trash can with a plow strapped at the front of it. So try to, when they're not plowing, get a look at how they handle themselves. And you can start that from, very day one, when you're working with, your crews, ask them to take care of your equipment, And just ask them, hey, I'd really like you to not smoke in my truck. Or, hey, I'd really like you to make sure that it's topped off every day. All right. Hey, I want you to do these things so that they're thinking ahead and they understand that caliber of work is what you're looking for. I mean, if you care about that, then, that's a, decent suggestion.
I always made sure my guys understood that I expected a lot and I expected them to work hard, but I always made it worth their while. I would always give them a chance. Hey, take a break, go get dinner. I'm paying, whatever it takes, drinks, snacks, gloves.
Drinks like tequila? You ever bring them tequila?
No.
Keep you warm.
That's a bad idea.
Just a little bottle?
No.
Bad plan?
Bad plan.
You're probably right.
Bad plan.
So what you're saying is don't provide alcoholic beverages to your crews during a snowstorm.
I've never heard that as a recommendation. So
me neither. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Just asking, just for clarity. That's a bad plan. You would strongly advise against that.
Right. I think it's okay to expect a lot of the guys and expect them to bust their butt. But at the same time, make sure you show your gratitude.
Yes.
And that way they, they're making money by the hour, but if they feel appreciated, they're going to, it just helps them come back.
They're going to be far more efficient.
I mean, let's face it. I don't care what company you are. Your shovelers are the ones you're going to go through the most.
Yep.
And, well, it's a tough job.
Yeah.
And it's generally one of the lowest paying ones. So.
And it is, that's tough. That's hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And it's definitely getting harder and harder to get guys willing to do that. So when you got guys who actually show up and do the job, take care of them.
Yes, 100%.
And you don't have to pay them $50 an hour to show up. Sometimes paying them, whatever their normal rate wage is plus food and a little bit of a kicker at the end of the storm.
Yep.
If you can give them gift cards at Christmas or something, just show them appreciation.
Tequila.
You know what? I gave the guys all cash bonus on Christmas, and it wasn't really that much compared to the grand scheme of things, but man, that made a difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, to each their own as far as what they can afford to do and not, but I think something that they didn't work for really helps.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
So it's not expected, not required, but if you can, it's a great gesture.
Yep. Do something nice, something good for them. Yep. Well, and I think that the right people will appreciate that, and they won't expect it. They'll be thankful that you're doing that for them.
Yeah. So like when I started, I did everything myself. Then I hired guys, but then every night I still had to go out and check for ice.
Yep.
By myself. And then it finally dawned on me, I have other people. They can do this. And we started alternating nights, and suddenly I had sleep.
Yeah.
And we love snow, but everyone knows at some point they just want to go to bed.
Yeah.
And what if you could and you still were making money because you had guys you trusted out doing the work? It's a pretty good feeling when that's happening.
We were in, where the hell were we? We were in, I want to say we were somewhere in Iowa, I think, pushing snow. And I'd gotten up there, and we got up there, and it was late, snow all over the place, and we hadn't the storm we were there to push hadn't started snowing yet, but it had been snowing consistently, so there were snow piles all over the place. It was cold. Kicked the seat back, got my CPAP out, right, and I plugged my CPAP into the 110 outlet in the truck, and then rolled back to take a nap. And I'm thinking to myself, like, you know what? Somebody that doesn't know what a CPAP is going to come walking and be like, oh my God, there is some dude plugged into some hose in this truck that's running. And I got that mental image in my head when you were mentioning how important it is to get rest. I was thinking, yeah, I actually have a CPAP in the truck when I go out in a snowstorm. And
if that's what it takes for you to get rest.
It is. If I'm gonna try to actually get an hour of sleep and not a 15-minute nap, then something like that, it certainly helps go to sleep. So
yeah, I mean, when I first started and snow was coming in, I'd be so paranoid. I would be out sitting in the parking lots waiting for it to snow.
Yep, same here.
And I would sleep in the truck, and I would set my alarm for every hour to wake up and see how the conditions were. And then I would start calling people, okay, it's finally snowing. I need you guys here in X amount of time.
Yep.
And get guys rolling.
Yep.
So
I heard that. Zach's like, you guys are nuts.
Why?
I don't know. I'm just kind of quiet over there.
I sleep on the lift out back. What are you talking about?
Yeah, actually, that's true. I've seen that.
A couple times, yeah.
It's pretty good.
Hey.
Is it comfy?
It ain't bad. I put down a layer of cardboard because the steel gets kind of cold.
Did you steal it from the guy on the corner? You jerk.
He loaned it to me. I gave it back.
Okay.
It was nice.
That was nice of you.
Well, I mean, when you're working in the garage, and we do parts and service too. So when you're working in the garage and you're the only one in that time frame, and it's late and you're tired and you got some like a lull in the business, you go ahead and put some cardboard down, climb up on the rack.
Those lulls are the worst too when you're tired.
I know. I would fall asleep and just wait for somebody to knock on the bay door, and then open the door, let them in, get back to work.
Yeah.
When you're plowing, and you got a tight route. It's fine. If you got 20 or 30 minutes between sites,
that's tough.
That is suicidal.
The drive is rough.
So I did a lot of my work I was doing was all in very rural areas. So there wasn't even street lights. You're just driving in the middle of nowhere for 20 minutes trying to get to the next property.
Hoping that you're on the road.
Yeah, and no cell service, And of course, I've broke down in those areas multiple times.
That's no good-o.
And you got to fix it yourself because
I wasn't there.
That's right.
You know what? I did not have a Zack frame. If I had a Zack frame,
the truck wouldn't have broke down in the first place.
Nope, it would have been just dandy.
Some bet you kept going.
Well, it was a Dodge.
Never mind, it would have broke.
Yeah, it's out.
The frame would have bent.
You know what the problem I had was?
I donated a truck a couple years ago.
One of the main problems I had with that truck was the vacuum line on the front axle kept getting knocked off by snow.
Yep, Jeeps are bad about that too.
The problem is it would pack in with snow. So out in the middle of nowhere, I'm crawling underneath a truck on an icy road, trying to find this and get it plugged back in so I can get out of the property because I can't get out without four-wheel drive.
Right.
Could have just gotten you a Ford and not had that problem.
That's what I bought next.
I would have recommended a Chevrolet, but either way.
Well, we can go down that road, but
what?
I got more than myself on that side.
That's fine. Yeah, we can go all day long. I will fight till I'm blue in the face.
You know what? I will concede a lot of points, but when it comes to snow, I don't think the Chevys are built the same.
Well, they're not.
We don't have time to get into that.
That's right. We have less than 2 minutes at this point.
There's no shot.
I am prepared to open up every can of worms there is on this earth.
All right. Next episode, the truck debate.
The truck debate.
What's built for snow and why? You know what though? If you got a Dodge and it's a diesel and you just jump on it, like the whole world has loaded full of black smoke at that point. It stops snowing. The black snow dissipates the snow.
That's true.
Before you move on, I'm in the middle of nowhere. I come up to an intersection with one single light, and there's a cloud of smoke just hanging there with no truck in sight. I know there was a Dodge there recently, but there's zero evidence other than the cloud of smoke still hanging. Yeah.
It's a little creepy.
Nice job.
I mean, it could have been.
I mean, I probably missed him by minutes, but the fact was it just stayed.
Could have been an evil spirit, though, man. It might not have been a Dodge.
Could have been a top kick with a cat in it. That would have been nasty.
This is so.
Yeah, nasty.
Let's keep talking about
Southern. This is Southern Jefferson County. 12 years ago. I know what guys were doing. I know what that was.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah,
it's probably some '98 Cummins that had the injectors too big for the truck and all that good stuff.
Cummins makes a hell of an engine. I'll give him that. It's what's
wrapped around it.
It's a messy engine.
It's a mess.
It is messy when you tear them down. They retain oil in every nook and cranny, and it is just a mess coming apart.
Is that why you keep adding, but it doesn't leak?
No. When you're taking the engine apart,
I think that's called rings, dude. It's just burning out.
Yeah, that's no bueno either.
I've owned them all, and that's why I don't have a problem knocking the ones I've had.
I've never owned a Ford. I've never.
So sorry, dude.
How could you know?
I don't.
Okay.
I fixed a lot of Fords. I fixed a lot of everything.
Yeah.
It was not heavenly, let me tell you.
What?
No, sir.
Fords fix themselves.
Okay, 6.7 with a vacuum pump falling off the front of the engine. Let's talk about it.
Wait, I've got a vacuum pump falling. What?
Not yet. It will.
Oh,
just give it time. You'll be like, man, I got this slight little oil leak up front. Let me go ahead and take care of that for you.
You know, the amount of problems I've had on my truck that fixed themselves was amazing.
Yeah, that's true.
What's this music? What is this?
This is we have to go.
Oh, yeah.
See, Zach's over there dogging on Fords.
That's a Ford guy for you. All right, close out the conversation.
That's right.
I'm losing.
That's right. Out. Anyway, hey, man, thanks for listening. We are talking Winter with Swinter. Swinter Group here in St. Louis, Missouri. Ken Bogeman, Zach Frame, Brent Reeder, Swinter dudes, some of us. Here we are. That's it. Anyway, stay tuned or listen in later or find us online or whatever. We're talking Winter with Swinter. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great time, and we'll see you on the next one. Ciao.
See ya.